We were rooting for you. Hey everyone, it's Sharna from Pay Your Weight, and today I'm going to be reviewing Black Lightning, episode 6, 3/7's The Book of Thunder, okay? Yes, I am getting caught up on Black Lightning, and I am going to just be doing really good with my prioritizing and being on time with stuff after today, so I'm pretty freaking excited. So let's get on with the episode. So the episode opens up where we left off in the previous episode, where Jefferson is basically laying, you know, all hurt and stuff because, you know, he got all this stuff going on with his head. He doesn't understand what's happening. And so Toledo ends up getting away. And then Toledo goes to Tobias, like, guess who I just saw? Guess who almost dying? It's like it's something wrong with his head. Like, I would have took care of it myself, but, you know, I was scared that I wasn't going to make it. And then Tobias like, so fool, what was the point of you even bringing up that you was going to take care of it in the first place if you weren't gonna do it? And I was like, Toledo, you was asking for that choke right there, because it was just no purpose for you to try to make it seem like you was gonna do something that you knew you was too scared to do in the first place. And then Tobias makes a comment like, back in the day, you know, you could depend on the white boys to get stuff done, and now they ain't no better than Negroes. I don't understand why Tobias just can't love himself, but okay, that's a whole nother story. And so Jefferson is seriously hurt. Gambi picks him up and he gets Lynn to help him out, and Lynn basically goes off on Jefferson like, dude, like, it is not easy seeing you go through all of this. It's basically becoming the same thing that I thought it was going to be. You told me that it was going to be different this time, and it's not different because I'm still sitting here right now patching you up, okay? And so Jefferson tells Gambi like, hey, Tobias is alive. He's not on the run no more. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna murder him. And Gambi's like, no, Jefferson, that isn't you. You're better than this. You're Black Lightning. And then Jefferson's sitting up like, hold up, why are you trying to protect Tobias all of a sudden? You was trying to get me into this suit. You was trying to get me back to being Black Lightning, and you knew that I was trying to ultimately avenge my father's death. And now that I know Tobias is alive, I'm going to go and do that. And so he's looking at Gambi sideways, like I've been looking at Gambi sideways for the past couple of episodes, like, what are you hiding, Gambi? Why are you trying to like go so hard to save Tobias's life in the first place? I need you to spill these secrets, okay? And so we're gonna finish out Gambi because I'm sick of him and I don't want to give him no more time. But we see that in the end of the episode, after he's like pleading with Jefferson, he's pleading with Lynn to try to get Jefferson not to go kill Tobias. We see that he goes and meets up with Lady Eve, and I'm like, oh, plot twist, why do y'all know each other? And then Lady Eve was like, oh, well, you got out of business back in the day, you could have been rich. And I was like, Gambi, no. And he was like, I thought I told you that the Pierce family was off limits. And she was like, I know, but Lynn had these papers, we were just trying to get the papers, we weren't trying to hurt Lynn. And so I just need to understand like what their backstory is with all of that. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit about Jennifer. So right now, Jennifer is kind of struggling with how she wants to proceed with her relationship with Khalil. As we can see, Khalil is not the man that we were rooting for previously. I used to love me some Khalil, and now he's not okay. And so we see that Jennifer was subject to some cyberbullying between the girls that she beat up. And then we see Khalil had the audacity to go online and post something like Becky with the good hair, like picture of Jennifer on a white woman dancing. I was just like, Khalil, are you serious? Like, this girl was like by your side. And so even Jennifer goes up to talk to Khalil. Even her daddy was like, yo, give him some time. But of course, now we want to get our feelings out. So she goes to talk to Khalil, and Khalil was like, so what, Becky? I said, but if I was right there, you would have got the backhand. So you gonna sit up here and call her Becky, like, again, after you did it on the internet? And so she was just like, you know what, I think we need to take a break. He's like, a break to when? Like, when I start walking? And then he was just like, I wouldn't even be in this mess if it wasn't for you. And I was just like, Khalil, come on. I know you're angry. I know you're going through a lot, but don't put that on her. And so basically she was just like, I'm done, bye, but I'm gonna pray for you. I said, you know what, Jennifer, you take the high road and you pray for your enemies, okay? Pray for them, for they know not what they do, okay? Because Khalil ain't ish now, and now he's on my bad list. And so we see at the end of the episode, Khalil turns to the dark side with Tobias, but we already knew that was gonna happen because they kind of foreshadowed it, you know, when he first got hurt and Tobias went to the hospital to go visit him. And so basically I think Tobias is gonna give Khalil the same deal that Tobias took to give him strength to let him walk, and now he's gonna be a little baddie. And I hope either Black Lightning or Thunder, one of them beat his ass, but I prefer for it to be Jennifer because then it'll come back full circle. Okay, so that's enough for him. So we see that Anissa is still trying to understand, like, scientifically what is going on with her, trying to study the case files that her grandfather left to see how they kind of relate to what her powers are. And so in the midst of all of this, there is a protest happening with this statue that represents like racism and whatnot. I guess it's kind of similar to what happened in Charlottesville. And so they have these like little water guns and they spray paint on it, and Anissa gets arrested. And then if I had $1 for every time Jennifer has called Anissa like Harriet this season, Harriet Tubman, I was just like, I can't. And she's like, why you stay getting arrested? And I was like, Anissa, yeah, like, you stay getting arrested at this point. Like, how do you even have a job? Because, like, how can your dad keep covering up for this? Because you've been arrested like 2-3 times already, and like we only halfway through. I just don't understand. But yeah, and so, you know, Jefferson is mad because he's just like, you cannot be doing this crazy stuff, because if you come across the wrong cop who don't care who you are and only sees you for like the color of your skin or whatnot, like, it's gonna be a different story. And I'd be like, hey, but Jefferson, why do you keep giving your daughters the same advice that you need to be taking, okay? And so we see that Anissa is still struggling with, you know, what is happening to her, the stuff going on with the statue. And so later she decides to take matters into her own hands, and she actually uses her powers to destroy the statue. In the midst of all of that, you see people running away scared, like they could have gotten hurt. And so, you know, she calls her mother, because her mother obviously knows something's not right. And she was just like, Mom, I'm ready to talk to you. And so she was like, okay, well, come by the lab and I'll buzz you up. So we saw earlier in the episode when Lynn was reviewing some scans that one of her colleagues given to her with the people who were overdosing, like on the green light. They saw the brain scans and they looked exactly like Jefferson's brain scans. And when Lynn was analyzing this, her little sneaky co-worker all off in the cut on his phone, I'm like, no, they got you too. And so you see, I guess he calls the people who, you know, were behind, like, stealing all the research. Well, we know this ties back into Lady Eve, but they basically send these people to go to Lynn's lab to steal the paperwork. And so, you know, in the midst of all of this, you know, Lynn's on the phone, she gets off with Anissa, and Anissa's like, hey, I'm on my way. You know, Gambi calls Lynn like, Lynn, Jefferson about to make a mistake. And so we see that Jefferson tries to figure out a way to get Tobias, and he knows that he has, you know, people who are albinos, they suffer from side effects. And so he researched and found his doctor. And so the doctor ends up calling him later to tell him like, hey, Tobias is coming for an appointment. This would be your opportune time. And so Jefferson shows up, and then Gambi is telling Lynn, like, call him, you're my last hope. So Lynn calls him like, this is not who you are, like, don't do this. And then he kind of hears that someone's breaking into the office, so he's like, I'm on my way. So he leaves Tobias gets to live another day, and he goes to Lynn. But before he can get to Lynn, Anissa gets to Lynn dressed as Thunder. And so she comes in, she takes care of those dudes. I guess she's bulletproof now because she can use, whenever she breathes, I guess it creates a barrier for her. And when she talks, Lynn hears her daughter. She's like, oh my God, Anissa? But she got tape on her mouth, but you could just see in her eyes, like, that's my baby, y'all. So in the midst of all of that, Anissa takes care of the two bad guys, but then her daddy show up as Black Lightning, and then they start fighting each other, and Anissa start beating his ass a little bit. She got a couple of shots in, and then ultimately, you know, Jefferson puts her down. You can see Lynn, like, trying to say no, but her mouth is still taped up. And so at the end of the episode, you have this reveal when he, like, rolls her over. First of all, let's get on this. So when he realizes it's her, and then they pick her up, and Gambi picks all of them up and takes them, you know, to go heal whoever beat up at this point. And this is hurt at this point, unconscious. And he was like, what is she doing? And then she was like, fool, doing what you do. She got powers. Like, why are you not making that, like, why is that light not going off in your head at this point? And so he just all shook, okay? And so we get to the end of the episode, and then she wakes up, and her mama's like, baby, how you doing? She was like, I'm doing okay, mama. And then she look over, and her daddy got his mask off. And, like, have you ever noticed, like, in these, like, superhero, like especially like the DC TV shows or any type of superhero TV show, they have like this like little mask, but obviously it looks like the person normally, they just literally have a mask on, people can't tell who it is, but he has his mask off, and then she's like, Dad, and then it go off. And I was like, ooh, 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 finally, okay? They know who each other are. Are we gonna be a dad and daughter duo? What is going on? I still need Jennifer to get her powers, but I'm here for this, okay? So those are my thoughts on episode 6 of Black Lightning. I'm going to be caught up, so after this you'll see episode 7 uploaded shortly. It'll be on later tonight after I see Tomb Raider, but those are my thoughts for that episode. My name is Sharronda from Pay Your Weight, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.